Hello and welcome. My name is Ajaxpost and we're back here with Computer Tycoon, and we've moved on just a little bit further into the fabulous summer of 1979. Was it a good summer in particular? It probably was. I did live through the 1970s. I think it was troubled politically here in the UK at least, but then the 70s were a generally very troubled time, but not so much for Ajax Futures, the tech computer selling company which is doing rather good business. As we can see at the top here, I do have 62% of all computer sales across the globe. Yep, I'm doing very successfully indeed. If we go to the statistics, so far this year we've made $5.5 million in profit. That's quite good. Our sales, that's looking quite good really. It's for halfway through the year. Well, actually a little bit more than that, but what the heck. My market share though is the best graph of all. Ooh, look at that lovely green pie segment chart thing. Yeah, I'm pretty much, as we saw towards the end of the last episode, I'm walking away with it, running, speeding into profitable success over and above my competitors who are just trailing in my dust, in my slipstream. I think that's the word, isn't it? That's what people say. So what are we going to do in this episode? A couple of things. We're going to move on and develop some new computers and correct some of the stupid, it happens to me I'm afraid, I get so carried away with what we're doing here and talking and stuff that I often forget to think, and that's what happened at least once in the last episode. So we'll correct that and we'll move on and create some fabulous new computers, and I think it's about time we just snuffed out the competition altogether. So rather than moving into new territories, I think we are beating these guys. Let's twist that knife in a little bit further. I really shouldn't be using such violent analogies, should I really? But I am. Yeah, sorry. Oops. Anyway, so what has just happened? Because what usually happens at this video is I start talking and then my lovely assistant says, "This has happened," and so I thought we'll avoid that interruption by letting her say it before I start recording, and she did. She just said, and we can see down here in this lovely new monitor box we've got, which is actually very handy. As we may discover again throughout this episode, I have completed the modular computer design research tech, and that was the last thing I had queued up in my research labs, so that's all done and dusted. You may also remember towards the end of the last episode we did complete research of the 8088 chip, the CPU. I haven't actually built, I think, a new motherboard or CPU with that yet, so we'll do that as well in a moment. So the thing is if I can find it again, here it is. Modular computer design is, as I read this text here, supposed to introduce or open up the brave new world of modular computer, personal computer designs, the PC era as opposed to the home computer. Now, I've been playing forward a little bit before I started this recording and discovered it's not quite happening. Now, I'm not sure if there's something here on the research that I need to complete first before I can move into, if I scroll up here, the personal computer era, because there are some texts here which you see have a different colour on them. So 5¼ inch floppy diskette drive is blue. The plasma display, I think plasma should be spelled with an S, but I'll stand to be corrected on that, is orange. The black and white LCD display is, actually that's a bit more red, isn't it? We'll call this one orange, or orangey yellow, whichever. I noticed that and got into conversation with Andrash, the developer on the Computer Tycoon, the Progorian, his development company, on the Progorian Discord server. And apparently these colours are kind of linked, and you need to research a number of them to sort of achieve those breakthroughs. So here's another blue one here, for example. So that is linked to the 5¼ inch floppy diskette drive, which should unleash or unlock new research techs or new capabilities. I'm not sure that's working. There were a couple of other issues with this as well, and it's either there's something odd in the latest update we had. We had I think we had a hot fix or some such towards the end of January, which corrected some things, or it could be to do with the fact this save game is actually quite old now. But whatever, we'll carry on today and see how it pans out. So this may be the last episode of this current series, depending on what we see and any further conversations I can have with Andras about the issues that we might see here. Of course, now that I've said all this, actually playing the game for you, recording it, I might get totally different results from the play on that I did before I started, before I set the recorder going. Anyway, so we need more technology. So what we can do here, we need the XT power standard. Gives me new power supply with a lovely, is that quality? I get them mixed up again. Quality or 50 or prestige, one or the other. That's, yeah, whichever one that is. But what else can we research? What might be worth doing is wrapping up some of the research from the older era to make sure that there's nothing left behind that would stop me moving forward into personal computers. So let's tackle these. Which ones do we have left? That takes quite a while. The fans. Not sure they're immediately significant to us. Actually, what am I... Oh, the thing is, the heat on the XT power is quite high. That's what that symbol there means. Which will in fact, it will impact rather some users of the computers, which may affect my marketability of any machines that I build. Whereas if we put a fan in, that takes the heat down, but it increases the noise. Now these fans do take a while. What I'll do, because they have quite long research time scales, we'll leave those for the moment, and we'll concentrate on a couple more up here which are shorter. For example, EEPROM. That gives us some feature bonuses. The TV interface adapter. That gives us a performance bonus. That's quite handy actually. So we'll take that one. Access modernization, ease of use features. That's an operating system upgrade. We could do that. Yep, let's take care of those, I think. So what have we got on the queue at the moment? Just those two items. Actually, let's take that update to the software as well, the access modernization. Add you to the queue. So we've only got 3 things to research, which will take a while. What I'll do is I'll wait again for those things to come through research before building a computer based upon the EEPROM and the interface adapter, and we'll carry on with what we've got so far, which is the 8088 chipset. So we need a new CPU, and you see the last one I built was the 8080.
We don't have enough manufacturing capacity.
I know, I did actually put an order in for a new factory expansion in Ghana, our latest site. So that should come on tap soon. Ooh, actually this CPU is quite old. It's got 6 micron manufacturing as well. The process.
Your building upgrade has completed.
Excellent. Right, let me just... We'll pause this for the moment. Actually, no, we don't need to pause it. We'll carry on. So we'll take... This is going to be our 8088, the first one of those, and we'll use the 3 micron. We'll use the latest CPU, dip memory, that's what we've got, heatsink, yeah, VLSI, yeah, there's nothing newer than that. So what can we do here? Let's increase the base clock. Let's take it up to 1, can we take it up to, let's say 970. That multiplied by 2, so that makes it 194. That's excellent. Can we add some cash to it? We can't on this one. Okay, there must be something else that requires cache. Oh, it tells me here, in fact, read the screen and it does tell you stuff. Dip memory has a maximum cache size of 0 kilobytes, which is why you can't increase it over and above that. Okay, so we will create that CPU. Thank you. And the other thing which I noted we forgot in the last episode is the motherboard. Actually, what I'll do here, this is getting quite a long list. We don't need any of these old ones anymore, so we'll archive these old motherboards. We're not using them in any of our new or latest computers, so we'll just take them off the shelf. Okay, right. Actually, did I?
You have researched a new technology.
Did you notice I was clicking the archive button and then clicking again and it was restoring it? Oh, the man's an idiot, honestly. What is it? No, archive it and archive that one. Right, don't then click it without moving to a different choice. Oh dear, I'm sure you play this better than I do. Right, this motherboard. It's got 3 micron BIOS, that's fine. DIN connector, yeah. The S100, I need to copy it first. Now I called it P because I was going to put the PROM in there. Then I went and forgot. So we'll call it PR. And 3 for 3 micron. Oh, I can put the EPROM in here now actually, which we've just researched. Over and above the PROM. Oh, so it's even better. Excellent. There's nothing else here that I can upgrade. Nope, that's splendid. So it's got all the tech we need. We'll leave the quality and everything else there. Fine. Let's create that baby. So let's take that new hardware and put it into a new computer. But before we do that, I want to address the manufacturing. So let's go into our sites list. Ghana, I just increased the capacity in the factory here to level 2, so it's producing 90,000 production capacity, and I'm now losing money. So what we'll do is reduce capacity in our slightly more expensive factory in New Caledonia. Yeah, we don't need that. That's better. And notice we've now got a fairly substantial stockpile. Now I have noticed this might actually have been increased since the last episode. This stockpile maximum does actually increase, and I think, and I may be entirely wrong here, I think it increases with the size, the capacity of your factories. If I'm wrong with that, please by all means let me know by dropping a note into the comments box below. Right, so I'm back into good profit again. That's really sound. So let's get on with our new computer. We'll take our budget machine and we'll copy this. And we will call it, we're still in 1979, -2, our second machine, and we'll call this one, oh, we'll call it Max. We'll put all our latest stuff in there for 1979. So we'll save that design. So this will have all the optional extras. The memory is the latest. The CPU will be our newest. Notice that's actually cheaper now. That's probably because we went from 6 to 3 micron. The floppy disk, that hasn't changed. There's no change to the GPU power supply. The motherboard has changed. We've now got the EPROM on there, so I should have actually renamed that. Can I rename that? I could call it EP, couldn't I, for EPROM? Yes. Back there. Oh, it does change it. Excellent. So we'll add that to our computer. Display. We did actually just finish researching our new tech, the TV interface adapter. We'll leave that for the next generation of computers. And the operating system, that we're still researching the access modernization. So let's create a prototype of this baby.
Your new computer model went into the testing phase.
Thank you. Okay, now we do have 2 logistics points. I have nearly $23.5 million, and I do have quite substantial marketing production capacity, which is actually now exceeding demand. So we need to expand into the world. Now, which of my competitors shall I take out first? Now, the yellow company, I think, we actually check the graphs. The yellow company is about the worst. I could take them out. That would be cheap. Or I could take out my most significant competitor. So let's target them. That's Affari Solutions. So where are they on the map? Ooh, that looks good. Let's zoom in a little bit. That's actually better because it's a better mix of preferences there. Okay, let's take on Tajikistan. That's another 1 million people. So let's buy access to Tajikistan. And we should see demand rocket up again, and indeed it does. So we just need to bring our... Although we don't need to increase our production capacity because I do have quite a good stockpile of capacity here. So we'll let that go on, actually, which should increase.
Your new computer model is
which should
polished.
increase my profitability. Okay, so how are we doing in Tajikistan? Oh, look, we're taking a good share already. Now, one thing actually I have learnt in the week or so, possibly 2 weeks now since the last episode, is the country survey screen. This is what I always saw in the previous episodes, because I hadn't spotted the fact that you can click these icons here, which refer to the different types of computers. Home computer, PC, tablet and handheld, I think they are. Could do with a tooltip there, I think, for idiot people like me who forget stuff. And if I click that, that shows me what I've been after all these weeks, is how many of our computers are selling to whom. So,
your new computer model is polished.
Right, well, we'll just pause here for a second before we go in and market our new computer. So here we can see who's buying our computer. Between the casuals, the cheapskates, the workers, the gamers and the casuals. Is anyone else? Which country am I in? Tajikistan, so that's Affari. So if I take myself out of that list, yeah, you see, without me, Affari, this lovely lady here, is has the best score. But if you put me into the mix, yes, I certainly am top dog, which should... Yep, that country is now green, so I am the dominant player in that market, as you can see here on the little pie chart. Likewise in Germany, I'm not sure, I don't think there are that many countries I actually directly compete with any of the other companies in, but Germany is one. Oh, look at that. Cheap and Great actually have a small sliver of the demand for that market as well. So again, I'm top dog. If you take me out, it is just them. Now, I have a slight issue with these scores because I don't know what they mean. The interesting thing as well is if we put both of us in there together, that's 2617. Take Cheap and Great out. It's still 2617. But if you take me out, it drops to 767. Likewise, these numbers here with just my competitor in are 100. Maybe they're not selling any computers to these people, but they must be. Difficult to know. Put me in and it's 43. Take them out and it's 69. 43 and 69 don't quite add up to 100. So again, I'm slightly confused as to what these numbers mean. We're not getting the hardware figures here because we're not selling until we get to the PC era. We're not selling individual hardware components. The other interesting thing about this screen, of course, is I can actually now see which of my computers most people are buying. And in this market, and in fact I think in every country I'm selling into, and we can go into the country list here. Other big markets, Finland. Click there, go to survey. Again, it's the budget. Even though Germany and Finland are very different in wealth. Gabon, survey, still the budget. So obviously they're really going for cost effective. But then again, my computers are very good tech as well. They're very high tech machines. So I still have $23 million and I can go to another country, can't I? Oh, we had the new computers polished. Sorry, yes. You see, this little box here is so useful now because she says something, I carry on talking, and by the time I've remembered that she said something, I've forgotten what it was. But this here really is handy. So my max machine is now available to me. Actually, let's just see if we can compare costs. So the budget there cost me 1,300. The max, ooh, just a little bit more. So how much did the cool share cost, which is our most expensive? Wow, you see, that's the beauty of going 3 micron as opposed to 6 micron, I reckon.
Your new computer model is polished.
Yes, I know, you've said that once already, dear. So let's pause the game before she gets really annoyed with me. I wonder if she does that. Does she? I've told you this 3 times. Now listen, pay attention to me. But I don't think she does, which is probably a good thing for my sanity. Right, so we could sell this for... We could make it for 3,000 actually, our new machine. The max, that's it. So let's go pricing. No, we don't want pricing there. We want to type in a price here. The pricing just tells us what discounts we're going to offer to various people. We're going to give the same level of discount actually. What's the old sound machine doing? That's selling even fewer. Yeah, let's archive both of those machines because we've now got a fabulous new max machine which covers every base. Yeah, let's leave it at 3,000 then. I've not got no other competing machine of this same quality. Let's market you. Get the game running.
You have
65
researched
sold.
a new technology.
Right.
Your research queue is empty.
Thank you. She's absolutely right. So that's doing very nicely. Okay. Now, has that... Let's pause this for a second again. Has that changed anything here? No, budget is still the baby people want. You're filthy rich. Yes, you see. Who's buying that? That's the cheap. Oh, the cheap. Now that's interesting, isn't it? The cheapskates are buying my most expensive machine. They are 1% of this particular country's market, Tajikistan, but that is very interesting. And just a reminder of what cheapskates require. Does it tell me here? Cheapskates will look for the cheapest. Yeah, but it's not the cheapest. Curious. Okay, again, that may be dependent upon the preferences of the marketplace as well, if it fits those requirements better. Right, I need more markets. Actually, if we go to the statistics page, market share, no, it's customers we want. So, Kyrgyzstan, right, which is that country there, exactly. I'm not a dominant player there, so why don't I take it over and relieve Affari Solutions of having the issues of selling all that distance, that distance far away from their home base, wherever that might be. Right, okay, let's take you on. Let's buy access to that. Cost me less than 5 million. I've got that to spend. No worries at all. Okay, so we're buying into that, but we do need to upgrade or go back to research because our research queue is empty. So what can we do? We could reduce production costs further by going to 1.5 micron. We could go to DRAM or probably said like DRAM, isn't it? Dynamic random access memory. The end of the magnetic core. Oh no, I love magnetic cores. I have no idea what I'm talking about really. Co-processors or hard disk drives. We've got Winchester technology. It uses removable magnetic media modules that include the head. That's a hard disk, isn't it? Although you can take them out, it says. Whereas hard disk, that's a capacity thing. I'm sure Winchester's a hard disk as well, but yeah, let's go hard disk, which then leads us on to the smaller, the 5¼ inch floppy disk gap. I think we should probably start looking at getting these sort of issues with fans and stuff dealt with. Now the standard, the XT power supply gives me 6 heat. That's quite a lot of heat, whereas my existing ones don't give me much heat at all. Yeah, so I think we'll probably need fans once we start getting into these hot, really hot power supplies and stuff. So my Q is going to be disk drive and small fan. The small fan actually can be applied to lots of other devices as well. So we're obviously now getting into sort of power hungry CPUs and the like, so we need to put fans on those as well. But fans are noisy. Right, so we have research access modernization. We've also actually researched, if we go back, you see this list is so useful, the TV interface adapter. So we need, I think, I need to copy, actually just double check that in case I'm making a silly mistake. Where is, yeah, it is the video card. So it's on the video card, not the display. That was the mistake I was making. Okay, so let's take our previous GPU. Let's copy that. We'll just call it 5 for the sake of argument because I'm running out of exciting names. 3 micron. Okay, so where's the... Aha, there it is. Outdated technology. Yeah, this little checkbox here can be quite helpful to clean up and remove all the obsolete stuff from your list. So stick that in there. Right, and that gives me a performance boost, wasn't it? That's the main thing. Excellent. Oh, we can put memory on this as well. Should we put some memory on? That does increase the cost, but people don't seem to mind paying too much. Well, our maximum is 0.13, so we could go up to... Let's leave it at 0.02 kilobytes. I mean, what is that? I've no idea, but it sounds ridiculously small. Performance is, yeah, everything is looking really good on this. So that was that. And we also have a new operating system. Copy this one, and this is going to be, we'll just call it AFOS 4. Call it Access for no particularly good reason. And again, remove the outdated technology. Access modernization. Gotcha. We will create that. Okay, again, the cost has gone up, but the feature set's improved. The ease of use is much better. That's all good. Okay, well, let's just create a brand new computer. Yeah, based on the Mac, which are our last and greatest. Actually, no, should we start a brand... No, let's start a brand new one. Now, this is the slight issue I have. This is why I think there might be a problem with this save game. Or it might just be me misunderstanding or not realising something obvious in the game, which of course all you other players of it have already spotted and got to grips with. It's just me being an idiot. But it might be because this is quite an old save. I should be seeing another box here which says PCs. That's what I was thinking, because I have researched the modular computer design, which does give me access to personal computers. That may be, it needs more than that. And we will find out in due course. So I will choose a home computer. Should we try and make this one just for gamers? So gun controllers, joysticks and a keyboard. Yep. So gamers require performance and capacity. So yeah, they're not worried, I imagine, too much about all these features and stuff. So that's fine. Memory, we'll stick our latest and greatest memory on there. Our CPU, the most wonderful 8088, and our floppy drive, our latest GPU, power supply, we're still using the old AC adapter, we're still using the Winchester hard disk storage, the new motherboard with the EEPROM, display, which is our composite, and the operating system is the lovely new Access Modern one. So, Oh, and I need to call this a name, don't I? And I've forgotten what my naming system was. If I save that, create the prototype.
Your new computer model went into the testing phase.
Then I can go back here. Right, so they're called... Can I use copy on this? I wonder. Go into that. Oh, you can! Control C, Control V. Thank you so much for putting that in. That is a very handy option. So this is 3. We'll call this one the gamer one. Should I put gamer Z on the end because that makes it fashionable and trendy? Right, so we're creating the prototype for that. That's fine. Demand is outstripping production again. That's because we've got a brand new computer. So let's go back to our Caledonia factory. I still have plenty of excess production here, to be honest, so I don't actually need to. No, I won't increase production because I don't need to yet. It's still... I need to get the game running. There you go. It's still coming out of my stockpile. But what I am thinking of doing, if I go to my countries list here, just those with the site on. Oh, we've just turned over into 1980. We'll actually pause here for a second because there's something else I want to look at. Filthy rich. Gabon. I've only got one rich country. Research here is giving me 1 research point. Upgrading would cost 63 grand a day, which is okay, but I'm wondering if simply adding it to another rich country, or sorry, building a level 1 research lab in another rich country would be just as good and kind of cheaper on an ongoing cost basis. Right, so I need to check which countries do I market into, which are rich or filthy rich. Oh, South Korea. That kind of makes sense, doesn't it? South Korea. It's well known as a technology company. So yeah, let's go to South Korea. Oh, I need to build the site. I need to pay for it. That cost me 3 million. Yeah, whatever. That's nothing. And here we are in South Korea. We will build an office because that gives me bonuses for everything. That's not an office, that's the office. So I'll upgrade the office. I'll build a new research lab in here. There we go. And that will give me, in a few days' time, an extra research point. So I can start spending and researching on really impressive technology. Right, okay, we're into January, so we'll actually wrap this episode up here while that's building by looking at our stats as usual. Our budget for 1979, we expanded a lot. We spent 12 million going into new countries and we still made a profit of nearly 7 million. Do you know what? I'm quite happy with that. And we sold 83.5 million worth of home computers. Our sales, that's quite good. Yep, that's definitely an upward trend. Customers, oh look, Kyrgyzstan. One day I will say that right first time. No, I probably won't, will I? That is excellent. Germany, that's good. And of the top 8 countries globally, I don't have Myanmar. But in Vanuatu, I keep forgetting I've got that little island. Yeah, my economy level is still selling mostly to poor, poverty, and I'm rich. Yeah, that's interesting. It's kind of an equal. Well, it's not an equal split at all. It's still mostly poverty. Market share. If I look at the top here, it says 75%, just like that little pie segment. And look at what I've done to Affari Solutions. They have collapsed. Look at that. There's me up there, and there's everyone else on a quite significant downward trend in 1979. So that's it. Everything is looking absolutely fabulous for Ajax Futures. And yeah. So there we are. Yes, we'll leave it right there. I think that's quite a good point to end. So thank you very much for joining me today in this episode of Computer Tycoon. Hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, it'd be great to hear from you. A like would be lovely. Just a little bit of a click on the old thumbs up there. Or even better though, if you've got anything to say, any comments, recommendations, suggestions,
Your building
help
upgrade has
would
completed.
be much appreciated. Or even criticisms, anything you feel like saying, just drop it into the comments box below. It would be just so awesome to hear from you. And of course, if you've not already subscribed to the channel, you can do that now. And that way you'll know when I upload another one of these, or indeed any of my other Let's Play series. But from me, Ajaxpost, here in Computer Tycoon, until the next time, bye-bye for now.